Architecture is an open-ended discipline. You can find and define your own space in it. And I think to this day, I'm still exploring what architecture is and what it can be. It's an exploration rather than a profession. My name's Jing Liu. I'm an architect. I was born in Nanjing in China. Life was simple. We shared a courtyard house with about 10 families, and we had one kitchen. We grew up with lots of bicycles, shared public baths. We had bootlegged cassette tapes of Michael Jackson, and I remember practicing the moonwalk. We moved to Japan in the 80s. The people were Asian, so the face and the behavior somehow had a resemblance, but the way of life, how the city was built, were very different. I immigrated to the United States in 1999. I was drawn to New Orleans more as a romantic ideas rather than a very well-informed one. I think the complexity of the city confronted me with the complexity of this country. I loved mathematics and the arts, so architecture seemed like a nice subject to study. In 2008, I founded Soil with my partner, Florian Idenburg. We started an office in Brooklyn. Architecture at that moment to us in America was very much divided between academia and the profession, so we wanted to bring the two together. We do a lot of installations, we work on a lot of interdisciplinary projects as well. The Chicago Biennial is a good example of how we collaborate with many different people. We are producing 4 individual unique pieces that are costumes that musicians will be using during their live performance. And we're using this air conditioning filter as the in-between filling materials. So the musicians, as they're performing, will be consuming air that's filtered. I believe costume is an architecture in a different scale. A body steps into a costume, a body also steps into a space. And we can make the clothing for the body as well as we make the space for the body. We communicate ideas not only through words, but also through the things that we make and the things that we give each other. And I want to explore architecture's potential of communicating ideas through this material presence. One of the recent installations we worked on is an experimental living situation in a public alley in Milan. It's enveloped by this fabric, and the fabric cleans the air, so it absorbs the chemical particles in the air and filters that. The idea is to create a living space that was playful and somehow is ecologically connected. It's communal in the sense that the 3 people lived in the space quite fluidly. We're hoping to get that to New York to be installed. Growing up in China, we didn't have much, but somehow the lacking as a condition was not very visible to me. And I think now we have surrounded us with a lot of things, but somehow we're always lacking. To me, if we want to make an open-minded society, we have to start with making generous architecture. A space where it welcomes a lot of people and we can all find our place and roles.